I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen it yet, but I guess, unbeknownst to me, found this out through the grapevine, but Googan released a pink frog. They have a pink micro filthy frog, which is kind of interesting because you guys know probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I started dyeing their white frogs pink and absolutely just started train wrecking bass on them. And I'm going to leave a link to the video that actually shows you how I make these, and then also why I think bass key in on pink frogs. But let me show you some fish catches from a recent trip that I had down on the Detroit River, and let me show you just how effective this pink frog is, and then let me kind of clear the air with this whole pink frog thing, because it was kind of interesting that, you know, Googan did decide to make a pink micro frog. I might order one just to give it a try. I use these bigger filthy frogs, but yeah, check out a few fish catches. I will again kind of clear the air with this whole pink frog discussion, so you guys kind of know the dates and the history and the facts behind it, so you guys can make your own opinions. So yeah, check out a few fish catches, and we'll get to the bottom of this whole pink frog debate or conversation. I guess it's not a debate, it's a conversation. Go ahead and watch these fish catches. All right, maybe I need to switch to the pink frog. First cast of the pink frog, man, and it's a very first bass ever guaranteed on a Pink Googan Filthy Frog. All right, first cast of my Pink Googan Filthy Frog. Check that big boy out. Oh man, gotta love a frog bite. Look at that absolute train wreck. That is the original Pink Googan Filthy Frog. I make these with pink spike at dye. But yeah, summertime bass love pink frogs. There's your proof. Sitting down, catch them on a pink frog, guys. Oh, I just made a post on Instagram of catching bass on a pink frog down here in the Detroit River. Look at this, just sitting here. Wow, look at that fish. Oh guys, check it out. Biggest fish of the day, sitting down, casting the Pink Googan Filthy Frog. Check out that beautiful Detroit River largemouth bass. Guys, this place is on fire right now. Check that out. Absolutely train wreck that thing. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Caught that fish sitting down. That's awesome. So pretty cool. I mean, it works good enough you can catch them sitting down, right? So, guys, I think it's pretty cool that actually Googan made a pink filthy frog. I mean, I had, you know, they didn't let me know, or they didn't let Dylan from Extreme Outdoorsman know, you know, which is fine, whatever. I kind of figured it might eventually happen just because I've been catching so many big bass on this pink filthy frog for the last couple of years. But let me explain to you guys real quick how it started, why I do it. So I can see pink really well in the water. I get it, bass might not be able to see pink. That's fine, I don't care. I can see this pink frog 100 times better than a green, a yellow, a brown, or a black frog. I can't see natural colors that well in the water, but I can see this, okay? And you guys all know with frog fishing, you got to make sure that bass has that frog in its throat before you set the hook. There's been a lot of times where I've seen this thing get hit and the water swirling, and I look and I can still see the bait, so I don't set the hook. Now, if you had a black frog or a brown frog or a green or a more natural colored frog, it might look like the fish actually ate it, excuse me, when they really didn't. So I started using pink frogs because I can see pink, I can see it really well. I did dye a few other brand of frogs pink. I'm not gonna name those brands, but I've pretty much dyed every single white frog out there. And to be honest with you, the Googan frogs actually hold the dye the best. And I started using these Googan Filthy Frogs because of my buddy Dylan Grubb from Extreme Outdoorsman. So by buying these, I use this code Extreme. If you guys want to help them out, if you use code Extreme, you save 10%. But I started buying these things. I started dyeing them pink with the pink spike at dye. Again, I'll leave a link to the video so you guys can see how I do this. But I started this adventure 2 years ago when I started catching all these bass in northern Michigan on pink bladed jigs. And again, I can just see it really well, right? So fast forward to last year, Dylan got a chance to fish with some of the guys from Googan Squad on Lake St. Clair. And Dylan specifically left his popping pink Googan, or his pink filthy frog, his popping frog and his normal frog out on the deck of the boat. And he told me that all day those guys were looking at those frogs, and then finally at the end of the day they said, hey, I didn't realize we made those pink frogs. They're pretty cool. And Dylan said, you guys actually don't. My buddy Blue Jays actually dyes them. So Dylan gave them to the two guys from Googan, and one of them actually made a video just recently, maybe 2 months ago, and he was absolutely freight training largemouth bass in Texas. I'll try to leave a link to that video so you guys can check it out, but it was really cool to actually see this Googan Squad member use the pink filthy frog that I dyed for Dylan, you know, that I've been doing this for the past 2 years. Now, fast forward to about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Dylan says, hey, did you see what Googan released? No, I had no idea. And it was a pink filthy frog. Now, I made a post about it, and a bunch of people were, you know, up in arms about it. And I get it, guys. Like, there's other companies that make pink frogs. I'm not the first one to make a pink frog. I get it, right? But to say that I'm the first one to make a pink filthy frog, probably. You know, it's been working really well for me. I really like it. So I guess, you know, it is what it is. In the grand scheme of things, Googan decided to come up with a pink frog. Hey, that's great. For me, that's just kind of like affirmation, like I've made such an impact on the industry, especially Googan, that they decided to make a pink filthy frog. Now, do they make it because of me? Probably not. They don't know who I am. You know, they don't know me from Adam. I'm not on the Googan team, but you know, Dylan is, so I want to support him. So that's why I use a lot of the Googan baits. They do make some really good product. So I'm not upset. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you should be mad. And it's like, it is what it is. It's a pink frog, right? Like, you can't patent the color. There's already pink frogs out there from other manufacturers. But I guess kind of the moral of this story is, if you believe in something, just keep on keeping on. Again, I'm a nobody. I've only been doing this for a couple years on social media, but now I can say that Googan has a pink filthy frog. Probably never admit that it's because of me, but I probably had some sort of influence on it. So yeah, go pick yourself up one. If you guys don't want to use the micro ones, again, I'll leave a link to that video of how I dye these pink frogs, or these white frogs, pink. And guys, I can tell you the bass absolutely love them. And little secret, it looks like a baby mouse, or it looks like a baby bird with no feathers. I think that's why they like them so much. But again, I can see this really, really well in the grass, way better than any other color, or even in the big, thick, heavy reeds that we fish up in northern Michigan. Real quick, I use 80-pound Python Beyond Braid because the snakehead, or the bowfin and the pike love to take these things. So I use 80-pound braid. I've got this on a Revo Rocket. This is a 10.1 gear ratio reel, super fast. And then I've got this on a, what is this? This is a 7'6" heavy Vengeance series rod from Abu Garcia. So big, heavy rod, big, fast reel for ripping those fish out of that heavy grass. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed a few fish catches, and then I kind of hopefully cleared the air for you guys in this whole pink frog discussion. But yeah, again, pretty cool that Googan did come out with the pink frog. Again, I'm not saying they came out with it because of me, but for those of you who've been following along with my adventures on all this pink craziness, I think it's pretty safe to say that I had maybe just a little bit of influence. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. The channel growth has been going really, really well. Thanks for all the support. And I guess remember, the easiest way to change your attitude is by showing gratitude, and hopefully we'll see you on the water next time.